Okay, from Peterson, New Jersey, hair and lashes and clothing for adult and children. Okay, let's go. I see you. Amanda, I love helping animals. Wanted to open up my own snake. I'm actually getting my son a snake tomorrow. Tomorrow he's going to get a snake. I'm actually taking him to the reptile store. He earned it. He got like all stars on his. If he get like 25 stars, we homeschooling him. Once he get 25 stars, we give him a prize. So that's one of them. All right, who else we got? We have Sharon in the building. What's up, Sharon from Houston? Let's go. Grandma want to be an influencer. Okay, let's go. Don't take out the wanna. You got to take out the wanna and type that one more time. D-Mark, TikTok creator. Let's go. All right. Hogan's, let's go. Michigan in the building. Author, motivational speaker. Amanda. All right, who else we got? Cowboy, music artist. Let's go. All right, who else we got? We got Brother Khan in the building. Let's go. UK in the building. Let's go. Come on now. I know what's up. We got Alan in the building. All right, who else? Owner of All Things Pretty LLC. I like that lingerie company. All right. I have a BS in fashion, marketing, and management. So I do a lot of marketing. Ooh, I love marketing. That's one thing I absolutely care and love. Okay. Latoya, what's up? All right. Divine, let's go. From Chicago, custom shoes, clothing, accessories, and more. All right. All right, so we're officially about to get this thing started right now. Let's get it going. If you guys want to get this thing started, drop some stars in the chat. Drop some glowing stars. Let me see if we got the glowing stars. Drop the glowing stars in the chat box. Drop me some stars in the chat box for all the spectacular stars we in the building right now. Let's go. Let's see if I can. If you guys are ready to go right now, drop some stars in the chat box. Let's go. Let's drop some stars in the chat box if you guys are ready to get this thing going. Let's go. Tell your friends it's about to start. Get their butt in here right now. Y'all got the things in fast. Let's go. Let's get the stars going. All right, let's go, Jake.
Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing. You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing. You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing. You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing. You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing. You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it. Stay focused. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about what you're going to do. Don't criticize somebody else for what they're not doing.
Okay, the networks are down, the equipment is ready, and we've crippled their supplies. Mrs. Rackman has written our check and given us the green light. We're good to finally move on that submarine and stop this threat once and for all. When you're ready, get your crew together and head back to planning.
Officer, I've uncovered protected data that details an illegal outfit in operation. I need an officer to intervene. Are you available to attend?
You be it. Be about it. Be about that action and go do it. That action.
I wasn't informed about it, Clay. You just signed me up. They like, just like.
I just don't understand how you get mad because I want male friends. Like, why you
want male friends?
Why not have them? This how God placed us, men and women. Just because I'm married to you doesn't mean that I can't have male friends.
Well, you should have walked down the aisle with the whole hood instead of just one man. Because when you came into this relationship, it was understood what I expected from you. I don't believe in females having male friends. That's just me. It was at the door. So
Well,
now,
why you so
so
close
now you
in?
think you
Why-
got me? You think you finna start altering?
That's not
different
true.
lines? You got
Why
me-
you so
nah,
close
you got me
in?
fucked up.
Why you not open-minded?
What, I'm open to a train? A menage a trois?
Like,
What you want me open
Nah,
to?
for real. What make you think
Because I
I'm gonna
got
get a damn
boundaries.
train on me?
Because why you
I was
want
a male
more than
male
one man
friend.
around you?
When I was at school, I had male friends and none of them was
And
trying to
ain't
get on
no
me.
one married you, paid a bill, had kids,
Because they
you
was
or nothing.
friends. They was
Okay then,
friends.
they giving you the bare minimum. Now how the fuck, what I look like giving you all that what you need and ask for from me, and then allowing you go out here, man, to nurture another man with conversation, a woman essence. You know what I'm saying? All this bullshit that you think you got locked in here that you gonna be able to go and give to another nigga, nah, I'd rather sign on paper, send you on by your way.
All
I'm not
because
finna
of a
play no
male
games with you.
friend. That mean you have insecurities in your
No, that means I'm secure with myself. Because if you go against my mental peace and think I'm finna compromise that to be with you, I'll let you go. Cause what you wanna do another week?
Why you gonna have why your mind gonna
Because
be
I know
messed
what
up?
niggas on. And if a female don't understand that, it's because, man, she vulnerable or she willing to herself and be down with whatever that come behind having
Not
male friends.
necessarily mean that because
That's exactly what it
you
means
have
for
to
me.
trust me.
I don't listen.
And then on top of that, if I feel like that a male want more than just being friends with me, out of respect for you, I shut that down.
Yes, you not that damn interested to think that a man just wanna be friends
So
with you.
I'm not that damn
That man, how is that? When you ain't more interested in having sex, obviously, man,
Who
you
said somebody wanna have sex?
any man that ain't willing to come in and take on all this shit I took on with your
That's not
monkey ass.
necessarily true.
That is the fucking truth. What else he around you for? He ain't gonna contribute to no bills, none of them kids, or none of them extra habits you got going on.
What they gotta
You ain't
why
more
try-
interested in pussy. You a married woman wanna go out here and what? Explore the world?
I didn't say it's
Sit your
full.
heart in the ass down. I wasn't informed about it, Clay. You just signed me up to do stuff without me, without my permission. What I do that in?
Right here,
Sorry
right
to bust
here.
your bubble. I ain't going nowhere without knowing what the hell I'm going
It's
to.
a good thing. It's for me and you. It ain't no bad thing. It's for me and you. So I had to hit up Brandon, and I asked Brandon, can he teach you, how to treat me? Because, Brandon did this before.
Who was Brandon? What did he do before, Ash?
He was with me before. You know who Brandon is? So he gonna teach you how to treat me. He got more years on you anyway, so you really can learn some shit from him.
Nah, Ash.
What?
I know your ass ain't sitting up here telling me to get a notepad and pencil to go with you over here to a nigga named Brandon house you used to fuck. To do what?
So you can take notes from him. He said this gonna be a very strict class. You can't talk in there or nothing. You
Man,
can't have your phone.
see, man.
None of that.
That's your fucking problem. That nigga don't tell me what the fuck to do. First of all, ain't no nigga telling me what I can and cannot do.
He got more years on you.
I don't give a fuck what
So
he
he got
got. No. He ain't got more shit on me, man. Ellie, why you comparing me to another nigga you once slept with?
I'm not
What part of
comparing. I
the
said you
thing
can get some help on
Why would I need help from a nigga you ain't even with? What, he gonna help me how to lead your ass? Why it ain't healthy for women to have so many different sex partners because y'all so busy comparing your current nigga to all them niggas you used to deal with and fuck with in the past, man. That's exactly what you were doing. You want me to go to a class with a nigga with a notepad and pen because you want him to teach me how to treat you. Don't be with him. You ain't gotta get the imitator. I'm the imitator at this point. When you gonna get the real deal, baby?
Be about that action and go do it.
He chose the hard way.
Keep playing. Keep playing. Give me this damn red. Now you gonna get these nails cut. You ain't gonna keep scratching. Now what is gonna be? What is gonna be? What is gonna be? You gonna get them cut.
He chose the hard way.
You keep playing. That's the frequency. Yeah, so that's when we fully acknowledge and understand what the true knowledge is itself. And we continue to grow in that knowledge, and that knowledge find a moral compass inside of that, give us so much truth. As long as we can sit in silence, quietness, it's going to give us the information. But if we can't find those silence, quietness inside, we're always in that noise, meaning to say you're always in that mind chatting, and then your thoughts, you can't be silent, you can't practice any good, you're not going to get the result that comes with it. You know? And we have to realize the goodness that comes with it is from within us. It's not to contaminate it. Because a lot of the vessels that's giving you the message, they are contaminated. It's like somebody giving you a glass of water, but the glass is dirty. The water won't be contaminated. Most of the vessels out here who's carrying the message, they're contaminated. So they're not going to give you accurate information. Because the money is really in the wrong place.
You know, when we use these words that we use actively every day, I look at words. So the etymology of the word, where it came from, the reason why. So there's several different ways to approach things, right? So each word has a lot of words have prefix and suffix, and then you have the denotative meaning of the word, which is the dictionary meaning. Connotative meaning of the word is the way the word is used in context. So if I say I want to have an audience, with fire. Well, that means I want to sit down and have a conversation with fire. But if you denotative and look at the word audience, it's like a group of people sitting, receiving instructions for whatever. But in context of the word, then I want to sit down and have a discussion with fire. Then there's also phonics, how the words sound. So whenever we look at wisdom, for example, when the word dumb is D-O-N is used for suffix, it means judgment. But if you precede it with wise judgment, that's what wisdom is. And you talk about it in judgment every day, right? And you have to make wise judgment, wise decision to navigate through the moral compass. So it's important that when we use
but I have experienced it in my culture, and I've embraced it. And I understood my body at a very young age I've never experienced being actually drunk, but I had the experience of feeling the buzz that came from, those buds, those grapes, those buds of grapes, or I've experienced drinking beer also, but it does create, and we're attracted to everything, right? And I always say, like, we were created to be addicted, to be addictive. We loved creation. We loved tending the garden. We loved protecting the animals. And now that things have been blessed and cursed, it goes to that one's awareness of themselves. He says, study thyself, judge thyself. So what may work for you, for this other man, and Apostle Paul spoke about it too. It goes down to diets. Like, personally, me, I've been eating nuts and eating fruits, but I can't go around and say, oh, if you don't eat nuts and fruits, you're not on the diet of God. That's wrong.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it is wrong, because the truth is the truth. When you speak the truth, you can't speak, you can't be biased. You're not supposed to eat unhealthy, and that's what. And even the doctor nowadays, the people that force you to eat unhealthy thing, they will tell you it's not. And they got so much accurate information at this point, even neuroscience at this point in time. Well, you're not supposed to put certain things in your body. It messes your magnetic energy field.
You're right, my king. And then that's when I go back to what you teach. You teach morality. And those things eventually come. But just like a seed that's planted, that it don't come overnight. So it's about being sensitive to one's growth, sensitive to the one who is drinking wine or who is not. The truth is, that's the ultimate goal. That's morality.
Yeah, morality is not to be sensitive, it's to show empathy, sympathy. But you can't have empathy and sympathy in the wrong way now.
That's true.
You gotta be in everything you're doing, you're gonna be just. Everything you do, you gotta be just. The morality is not favorism of people, it's not respect of person. It's a divine energy. And that's what it is. And if somebody going against it, because they're gonna speak the truth, that person shouldn't take offense to it. That person should take time out and look within them and realize, you know what I'm doing is going against the moral code. I'm not the one who's saying you shouldn't do it. The moral is saying that. When I realize it,
Your car is the shit. So hot.
people. It might, when somebody's speaking, they're going to say, you saying that. No, the morals say that, and the person is just repeating what the morals say.
Yeah, I had an interpretation by my brother. I remember one time, I believe I called him. I don't speak to my family well. They don't speak to me. And, but I was speaking to my brother this time, and he was like, Aluj, remember, you need to have a sober mind. And I said, yes, you're right. And he was like, I'm not talking about smoking or drinking. He said, I'm talking about clarity. You need to have clarity on who you are and what you're actually doing. See, it is deeper meaning. And with wisdom, you have to draw it out. It's not something that you just read and say, oh, look, this is what it means. It's a constant meditation. And that's why I look forward.
It's a balance also now. That's when the balance comes when you do on one side, you do on the other side.
You're right.
So if you're going to be sober in your thoughts, you're going to be sober in your physical also now. Because a drunk mind can't be sober now. In the thoughts now, it's not going to work.
Well,
because for that mind to be drunk, it already if it on your blood. The alcohol, the mess, the wine, whatever they choose to call it, mess if your body your blood. Anything that is unbalanced is mess if your energy free.
Well, you're right, Maya. That's why.
So we gotta be sure. And they didn't teach people that the body growing for. A lot of people are growing for that magnet is listening. A lot of energy feel reasoning. You see, most people just go into spirit argument because that word spirit take away. Most people talk about spirit. They don't really realize before the word spirit came about energy. In real biblical time, there was no such word as spirit. You never hear somebody walk in a room and say, that spirit don't feel good. You ever say that? You always hear somebody say that energy don't feel good.
I look forward forward to studying and showing myself that approved through the words that is spoken through you. It's kind of like another book of the Bible to me, a piece of the Bible. So I look forward. I really do. I'm excited.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's the journey we on. You see, the knowledge in us, just like he's saying right now. My brother saying, we're not looking to rise. We're not going to rise to some. I don't know why people, they think that the sun does, they say people say the sun set and the sun rise. The sun just moves to one place because right now, you see, in Australia is daylight in Australia and it's night over here. So the sun moves from here and it goes to Australia. So the knowledge is already within I and I. So when we go within, and some people say they get download, but we're going to get an upload. The information reveals our mind, and then we find it and we realize, okay, confirmation is what we get a lot, you know. Anybody who understands it, they know they're getting confirmation. The information inside of us, you pick up a book and it gives you confirmation and say, yo, you know, my mind been telling me that? And information. You know what I'm saying? So like the brother's saying, it's not pick up to nothing. It's just you getting what is already inside. You're getting in touch with the knowledge.
Right. I have this little story. Maybe I told it. Maybe I've said it already. I got it fire before. But it's a little allegory, a little allegorical story, I guess. An eagle, a baby eagle fell out of a nest and it fell on the ground. And it was raised by chickens. Right. So now, because it was raised by chickens, the eagle, it still had the DNA of an eagle, so it grew to be a majestic-looking bird, but it never flew because it was raised by chickens and it was conditioned to think and be and walk and operate as a chicken. So one day they were walking through the forest, and the eagle, you know, it preys on other animals. So there were animals that would be prey to the eagle. They got shook and they were frightened. They stood, and the eagle said, "Well, don't be afraid. I'm not going to hurt you." And the animal was concerned. So they asked him, do you not know who you are? He was like, I'm a chicken. And they was like, no, you're an eagle. They were like, yeah, you're supposed to be up there soaring. So
Okay, got that one.
Oh shit, these damn controllers. Huh? Yeah, I need one bad. The sucker gets me killed all the time. I can't do nothing to start running in any direction I want to. Won't do what I want it to. Fuck you quit, boy, stupid. You may get paid. How come you did not get paid? You figured it out?
You say something?
Did you figure it out?
Yeah.
What?
I took out some steak.
Steak and what?
Probably gonna make either steak and rice and vegetables or steak and beans, maybe?
Huh?
I said, or steak and beans.
What type of beans? What type of beans? Baked beans? Baked beans.
Yeah. Baked beans.
Look it up. See what goes good with steak and baked beans or something like that. See what goes good with steak. See what choices they give. Then pick the one that you got. try to make this as short as possible. And then you can go and study for yourself and see if what I'm saying is true. Do you remember the story in Luke? Luke chapter 2. It's in the last part of Luke chapter 2 where Yahshua, the one you call Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us, was taken to Jerusalem with his parents to the temple. It was during the time of the Passover. And the scripture says that when he was 12 years old, he was 12, that he accompanied his parents to Jerusalem for the annual Passover, the Passover festival, which they attended each year. It was a celebration. And after the celebration was over, scripture says that they started on to Nazareth, but the Son of God stayed behind in Jerusalem. Emmanuel, God with us. His parents didn't even know he was gone. They didn't miss him the first day. The first day, they didn't miss him at all. They assumed that he was with friends and among other travelers, family members and stuff. And when he didn't show up that evening, they started to look for him among their relatives and to look for him among their friends. They couldn't find him. They couldn't find him. They went back to Jerusalem to search for him there. Now, they didn't find him that first day. Scripture says that 3 days later they found and discovered him. 3 days later, so that's really 4 days. Because the first day he came missing. That's when they decided to go back and spend 3 days looking. So that was 4 days he was missing. But he was in the temple. The temple, we always thought that the temple's inside of it. So he was inside, searching himself, spending time with his holiness. The temple's a holy place. He was in his holy place, sitting among the teachers of the law. So there was others in the temple too who was there sitting with him in their holy place. And he was discussing deep questions with them, and he amazed everyone with his understanding and his answer. Having deep discussion, deep questions about the Most High and the law. Now, from my understanding, everyone was amazed with his understanding, with his answers. His parents didn't know what to think. Son, his mother said to him, why have you done this to us? Had us worried, looking for you, worrying about you. Your father, she said, and I have been worried, running, searching for you everywhere. Why did you? And I love his answer. He said, but why did you need to search? And I'm paraphrasing it. You can go read it for yourself. Chapter 2, because I'm going to use verse 49. But he asked him, why did you need to search for me? Didn't you realize that I would be here in the temple after all that you have taught me as a child? Then you realize that I will be in the temple, in my holy place, in my Father's house. The temple is his Father's house. And the Father resides inside man, so the temple is you. Your body is the temple that houses God. That God is you. That's why the scripture says you are God's, each and every one of you. But some of you will die like man because you won't accept the fact that you are God's. You refuse to live like the gods that you were created to be. You refuse to walk in the ways of God and continue to step in the ways of man. He went on. Why did you need to search for me? You know I will be in the temple in my Father's house. You know I will be in my holy place doing that which is good. But they didn't understand what he meant. So they returned to Jerusalem with him. And it said that he was obedient to them, his parents. And his mother stored away all these things in her heart. So Yahshua grew up both tall and wise, the scripture says, and was loved by God and men. God, us, ye are gods. That's us. He was loved by the righteous, and he was loved by those of the world, men. So I thought about that. Now, in Luke, where it said, when they saw him, they were amazed, and his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrow. But I thought about Psalms, and, in Psalms, Psalms 40, chapter 40, verse 8. It said, and this is the Son, you have to think this is the Son speaking. I delight to do thy will, oh my God. Who is his God? His God was his righteousness. His God was his love for his brethren. He said, I delight to do thy will, oh my God. The God in him. Yes, thy law is within my heart. That's why you know God was in him, because God's law was in his heart. You who say you follow Christ, God's law should be in your heart, not just in your mind. Then I thought about Malachi 3:1 that said, Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple. The Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple. Are you his temple? Are you preparing yourself before the messenger comes to make sure you are his temple? Because he's coming to his temple. His temple. That's why the messenger said, and he shall prepare the way before me. So a way is being prepared before he comes. How many of you have accepted that way and began to prepare yourself for his coming. Even the messenger of the covenant, of the agreement, whom ye delight in, you know, the one you call Jesus, whom ye delight in, behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. And he has come. He has come. Forgive me, I don't know what happened here. But when you think about all these teachings, to be in God is to be in his will, not in our will. Our will means nothing. Our will is fate. Our will is not truth. It's not our will. Our will is supposed to be that of love. To love one another. We've been corrupted. A lot of us are walking around as a corrupted seed. So I want to talk about that when I come on today on YouTube and TikTok. Were you chosen by God? Or were you just one of the called? Because many are called, but only few are chosen. Are you of the chosen? There's the difference between those who were called and those who were chosen. Those who were chosen, they were not chosen because of anything they done. They was chosen because of the love of the Most High. They were chosen because the Most High seen something in them that he didn't see in others. They were chosen because the Most High wanted to use them to bring their brothers and sisters to the truth. And what is that truth? Come and talk with me on TikTok. Come and talk with me on YouTube at 2 o'clock. And let's talk about what it is that God has called us to do. And are we doing it? 2 p.m. today on TikTok. This is the Sabbath day, the day you're supposed to keep holy, the day that you worship, the day that you spend time with the Lord. Let us spend time with one another. Let us fellowship together. Let us sit down at the round table and eat of one another. Let us eat the meat of purity. Let us sit, fellowship, and debate among one another in love at 2 p.m. today. Peace and a blessing. Blessing.
funny. We don't talk about the living soul. But once you're out of love, once you're out of love of yourself, once you're out of love and compassion for yourself, then and only then can you overstand the physical world in which you reside, in which you overstand through what you think to be your five senses. But in reality, when you did lay in a laboratory, in the womb, in time gone by, there was removed from you your bacterial glands. This maimed you and cut you off from random access to the divine. Originally, you had what was called neuter, tatin, the seven senses that could activate seven higher senses, and even higher until you ascended back into divinity. But you are trapped by one sense, touch, which is multiplied by deception to 5. For to see light, touch nerve centers. To smell particles, touch nerve centers. To hear sound waves, touch nerve centers. And to feel, you reach and touch things, which activate your nerve centers. They multiply this one sense, the sense to really know, to see, hear, taste, smell, and feel. To remove the bacterial glands, remove the 4 higher senses, which are telepathy, clairvoyance, intuition, psychochemistry. The senses necessary for random access throughout the boundless universe, and trap you in a state of cause and effect, to and fro, up and down, good and bad. In this world of cause and effect, you were made human, given the lesser knowledge which controls you. Things being investigated, knowledge became complete. Their knowledge, your knowledge, became complete. Your thoughts were sincere. Your hearts being rectified. Your person were cultivated. Your persons being cultivated. Your families are regulated. Their state are rightly governed. The whole kingdom is made tranquil and happy. Listen, please. It is necessary to understand the spiritual realm in which you would be using all 7 senses, thereby rendering you a God, an Elohim. Then even higher onto your 9 senses, rendering you an electrical being, spiritual, energy, which is the true world of cause. The things of the world and its inhabitants are subject to change. There are combinations of elements that exist before, and all living creatures are what their past actions made them. For the law of cause and effect is uniform and without exception. The 7 descending planes being Kaun, the potter, the abhorred of Anu, and El, the source, who is Elohim El, the above called Alakwa, from which the name El, the appointed by El Kaun, the All, from which all originated, the source of the divine reality spark of life. Life is the time you spend in your body on Earth or other planets. From the moment of conception, between the sperm and the ovum, there is life, divine or otherwise, prior to fertilization. There was a 3-month preparation inside of the female and the male. This is actually the first 3 months of life of the human being. Once the egg is fertilized by the male sperm, the child is already in the 4th month of life. So a woman carries a child for 12 months and not 9 months, as you have been led to have faith. The source of divine truth, the guardians, or Andanas, the angels, as you would call them, Anakis, the source of the mental plane of Akka, the spirit, and Ba, soul, where thoughts are born. The soul of the spiritual plane, where the emotions are manifested. The source of the plane of force, where the force between voluntary and involuntary actions which life sustains is manifested. The source of the material government of carnal desires, material, not spiritual, where I knew El, who is also Elohim El, to rule over the heavens and the planet Earth, was called Yahweh or Jebah by the Mizraim, one of those of Kemet. This became Yah, Ba, from Yah, good, and Ba, evil, being called the light of the heavens and the earth by those who worship the sun, and placed in the heart of El, the source, who is called Anu, who is called Allah. The plane of force. It is a plane about which the human mind cannot conceive the knowledge concerning it. For he, El, is the all-knowing, the all-wise, the supreme being. He is El, and you should have no other El, with him, simply La Lela, Allah. Say in your heart, I have faith by the way of Allah, as he is. Allah meaning arm, leg, arm, head. That's you. By using all of his names and acknowledging all of his special qualities, by accepting them in your heart and reciting it with your tongue and declaring, I would be faithful to Allah and have all of the messages and all of the scriptures of all of those sent forth by Allah, who is Anu, meaning that the people we as one is the great mighty Anu. For guidance, we will have all of us, the gods, for guidance. And in the final day, when all actions will be judged according to whether agreeable or disagreeable, all of this comes from us as a whole, Anu, Elohim, El, right up until death. There are 2 lives, life on earth and life after physical death. Death is the door which takes you from one stage in life to the next stage of a higher life. If the person was a higher spiritual person, their soul will pass at once to the planes, or even bypass the planes and go into the heavens or other galaxies, from where their soul peace and hold on. Yes, peace, I'm Mother Afrika. Yes, hi, how are you doing? What? Well, here's the problem. A lot of times, it's the way that things are explained. Here's the problem. A lot of times, it's the way that things are explained to them. You have to take them in and think about it. Sometimes meditate. Yes, I'm still here. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
A lot of times, it's the way things are explained to you. You know,
okay.
you have to take them in and meditate and think about it. Sometimes you have to be shown to them, more so than just told to them.
Right. And
he took it wrong. He thought that that I was upset with him because of the note and because of the IEP. I explained to him, and believe me, it was rough.
I'm sure, because you told me all about it. And I said, honey, like, this isn't a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Well,
like he thought the whole thing was like him getting in trouble.
Right.
No, like.
I explained that to him. His sister explained that to him. Both of his sisters. I called his big sister, his oldest one, out of town, and she talked to him for over an hour. His sister here talked to him for I don't know how long, and I'm talking to him, and he's not listening to no one, and he's banging his hand on the door and stuff like that. But it's a screen door. It's a hard screen door. So, you know, when he finished, I'm like, now your hand hurt. It doesn't change things.
Right.
You know. And you have to understand, no one is trying to put you down. You're not listening. And that's what the whole thing is about.
Okay.
You know.
So I asked him if he wanted to like have like a meeting with you, me and him.
Yes.
Where we just like talk about it together and we can both say like, you're not in trouble. Like, again, this is all about me, right? Like, I'm learning you.
No, I tried to explain it to him again this morning before he left.
Okay. So,
even before I had him sign the paper. I said, "Here, sign this." And then I read the last part to him about when he get 18 years old, how he would have to take over and do these things and make these decisions and stuff. You know, and I told him we'll talk about it when he come home. But I'm going to sign him up for some classes
Okay.
to work on his emotions and stuff like that, and getting along with other people, because he has a lot of me in him.
Well, we do a lot of social emotional learning in here and like trying to integrate him and stuff. And I was gonna call you anyways, but this kind of took priority because he was really like, "Are you gonna call me, Dad?" And we go on a walk every day, so I was like, "Hey, I'll call him right now. I have like 10 minutes."
Okay.
So when he comes home, if he wants to talk, right? Like if you're not able to, you can send me a message through the app. I'll be here in meetings, but I can step away so I can call and we can just try and talk together. And if that doesn't work, we can try and do something in person.
Okay,
because
good.
I don't want him to take it, like he asked me, like, what's a disability? And I said, this is just saying who you are. Like, this doesn't mean anything's wrong with you.
Right.
And he's like, well, what does that mean? And I, like, autism. And I said, I'm like, it just says you're Eliyah.
Right.
You know, and then it said the speech and language. And he's like, well, what does that mean? And I said, well, you go to speech, right? And he's like, yeah. And I said, exactly. Like, it's just to help you be able to communicate better. And, like, just helping him. Like, I don't know if maybe he's just never heard that before and never seen it.
No, he hasn't, because I never talked to him about it. I never put him in that category.
Okay.
You understand? I raised him, so I used to, when people would tell me, I would say, no, my son is okay. That's what y'all feel. That's what the world has taught you to feel. He's like any other child. You just got to get to know him. He has his own ways.
Right.
You know, it's like he didn't talk until he was like 7 or 8. And it wasn't that he didn't know how to talk, because me and him had talked. He just didn't like to talk.
Right.
It was nothing for him to say. You know,
and that's what I explained to him, right? Like, I personally have a child that has autism as well, and I didn't even get him diagnosed till he asked me about it, and I said, like, if you want to, we could get an official. And he's like, well, what does that change? And I was like, nothing. You're still my son.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, this, and that's what I tried to explain to him, right? Like, this just helps me understand how to help you better.
Right.
You know?
And that's what I try to explain.
Right, and I hate kids being categorized, but it really does help us. So for our next IEP meeting, to have him included so he can just kind of ask questions and stuff, just to help him be aware of, like, you know, because for him, he's like, am I different? And I was like, no, you're extra special. And he's like, I am. And I was like, yeah, why do you think you're in my class, man? You're in the extra special class. And he was like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, hello, everybody wants to be in my class. And so I just want to, like, help you to help him to understand that, like, you know, I understand that this can be hard, but really just, it's just like anything else in our life, right? You got diabetes, you're overweight, you know, whatever the case is, right? It's something that you have to, like, okay, this is who I am. Now how do I deal with it?
Right. Right.
And that's kind of what I look at anything to do with special education or even mental health, whatever. It's just a matter of, like, you know, these are guidelines to help me understand, like, to help you in certain situations, or, like, if you react a certain way, that, like, I need to adjust the way I perceive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is just, like, a guiding point for me.
Right. Here's my thing with my son and my children, period. I'm a very, I live by the energy, which means I'm spiritual, because we're energy. And when I say we're energy, that means we have right and wrong in us, good and evil. Not really what you would call evil, just misled.
Right. I told him that this morning. He asked me if he was bad, and I said, no, everybody does wrong, like, make the wrong choices.
Right.
You know, everybody doesn't pay attention. Like, you can't be perfect, and that's what I'm, like, really trying to help him with. Like, he won't ask for help.
Right.
Right? And I'm, like, trying to, like, encourage him, like, you can only get better if you get it wrong.
Right.
Like, you can't learn to walk unless you fall 5 million times. Like, it's okay way to
Well,
not
yeah,
know?
no, he's not like that. Like he's got bikes, scooters, electric scooters, all that. Once something happened, he don't want it no more. Like he has bikes and he can ride bikes, but I have to make him ride his bike because he don't want to ride no more because he don't want to fall.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, even with driving, he can drive, but you know, I have to make him drive. And I tell him all the time, I have to be with you because I have to make sure that your mind, you have to be able to concentrate on more than just driving. So we drive like out in the country and something like that.
Good for you. That's amazing. Like, I've been telling him and talking to him, like, remember, like, the whole idea is that you want to get a job, right? And, you know, like, you have a couple of choices. You either go to college, you get a job, or you have nowhere to live. And everybody's like, well, what about my parents? And I said, well, somebody's got to take care of them, too. Like, you know, you have to make a decision, guys. And if you're going to keep going to school, you got to pay attention. If you're going to get a job, you got to pay attention. Like, you know, I understand that our minds go other places, but we have to be in control of those.
Well,
and really just like trying to help them be very aware.
He told me he wasn't losing focus. He was just thinking about, did he answer it right? Was there another way to answer it? He said, I hadn't lost focus. I was just in my thoughts trying to figure out, was it the right answer? So, you know, and I told him, I said, well, that's understandable. But everybody don't know that. So you have to be able to convey that to a person.
So what we've been experiencing is I am needing him to do benchmark testing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else will be done, and he's still on the same question because he will not he doesn't know it, but he won't ask for help, and he won't answer it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, you have to do it, and like with lots of redirection, you know? And so I started telling him, this isn't staying on task, buddy. Like, you have to ask, or you have to get it wrong. You know, like, one of those are your options. And so that's why I told him, like, it's about when you just are sitting there with multiple redirections and you're not saying anything, you're not asking for help, or trying to help you, or trying to encourage you and all of those things, and you're not willing to engage, that's when you're off task.
Right.
And I don't know if he necessarily connects,
he doesn't.
that. And,
because
and I can see he's thinking about it, right? Because he eventually will tell me that. But I'm like, hey, when you're at work, right, we don't get to do that.
Right.
Like, we have to make answers.
Right.
Right. Again, it's more about me learning him and like, okay, how can I reframe this? Because when he graduates high school, I create like a document that will help him when he gets a job or when he goes to school. That says, this is all the stuff that helps him. This is the things that he needs. And so the more I get to know him, the more I can say, okay, if he gets stuck on something, like this is how we change it. Or whatever. You know,
and that helps me too. So because you may run into something I haven't, or you know, you may have run into some knowledge about him that I have missed or something like that. So, okay.
Right. And so it's really just about like figuring out who he is, and then how do I help encourage him? You know, how do I help him get to where he wants to be and where you want him to be? You know, because you know, it's his life. It's your life for your son. It's not mine, and I'm just here helping support him.
Right.
You know, and
I mean, he's a good young man. He knows how to take care of himself.
He's incredible.
I don't have to wake him up in the morning, even though I'm up. I don't have to wake him up. He's up. I got Alexa in his room. Once Alexa rolls off, he gets up. He gets himself together. He washes his face, brushes his hair, brushes his teeth. He does all that. He goes in and makes his own meal to what he want to eat, unless it's something I need to cook. But he learns. He just learns in a different way. He learns.
Well, don't we all?
Yeah, he learns. Well, I think we all learn the same way from experience. That's one of the things that I teach. You know, that when we tell our children something, make sure that we're doing it, because our children are not listening to what we say. They're watching our example.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I do that in my own life for sure. So hopefully he'll come home and you can have a talk and he'll listen and feel better. But if not, just know that I'm here as a resource to help encourage him.
Well, I'm glad you called. I was going to come up there today, but since you called, I won't make the trip.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted him to know, like, you know, he's not in trouble or anything.
Right.
The other thing I wanted to ask, so one of my ideas is a lot of the kids in this class will likely not be able to drive just because of, you know, being able to focus or, you know, being able to actually take the test or whatever.
Right.
I don't get to decide that,
right.
but I want them to have experience with getting on the bus and navigating town.
Right.
So there's a free bus, right? And so my thoughts are like, okay, we can walk from Buena to the bus stop, which is right where the DMP is, and it can take us to the library, it can take us to Walmart, it can take us to Fry's, and then having them, like, with our cooking, like, they have a list, they have to buy the groceries, and do those things. And so when I told the kids about it and we were looking at the maps and stuff, some of them were very like, I'm not allowed to do this, I'm not allowed to do that. And so I'm going to call all the parents and just be like, are you okay with this? Like, you can come with, you can help support them, so we can help support you, because some of our kids are not like Eliyah. But it just gives them that life experience of, like, even if I can't drive, I can still navigate, right?
I mean, it's like I take him shopping and I make him do his own shopping.
That's awesome. I love that.
You know, hey, you big enough to pick what you want to eat. Go pick out your little snacks and your little breakfast cereal or whatever you want. You know, and so I do take him to stores and stuff like that. So I'm sure he would love that. You know, because he liked doing things by himself anyway. He liked being independent. So.
And that's what I want to encourage, right? Because as independent as we can possibly make him, makes him be the most successful version of himself.
I let him be independent to a certain extent. You know, I try to let him be the man who he is, but I let him know you just can't do or go where you want to go. You know.
Right.
And that's because you don't know this world like your daddy do. So. Let's continue to
That's what he tells me. He's like, my dad tells me this, my dad tells me that, and I was like, well, your dad's right. You know, like, I mean, he has a lot of truth in what he's telling you, and he's like, oh, and I'm just like, you know.
Well, he loves us. Listen, he believes in you. All yesterday he just kept saying, well, can we call my teacher? Can we call him? Well, the teacher said this, and I had to tell him over and over. My daughter said, wait. I understand what your teacher tells you. Your teacher's there to help you, and that's what she's doing. But Daddy is the one over you. He's the one that takes care of you. He's the one that buys your food, your clothing, and makes sure you have what you need. So just like you listen to your teacher, you have to listen to your daddy. You know, it got so rough between the two that she said, now look, that's my daddy too. Now how you...
And that's what I was trying to explain to him. It's like, Dad, you know what I mean? Like, I can call Dad, I can tell him, you know, just like when I had to make the other phone call, he said, hopefully you don't get in trouble, but, like, your dad's your parent, and he's the one that has to, you know, like, make the decisions for you. So just know, like, I'm trying to explain that this is not coming from a place of, like, you know, he's awful, he's this, he's that. Like, he's an amazing child. You know, he does great, he tries hard. You know what I mean? Like, I have no complaints about him outside of, like, hey, I need to figure out how to better help him, you know, so he can grow, so he can meet his goals.
Okay, well, we listen, just keep me informed. I will definitely keep you informed. I'll let you know about the classes I'm finna sign him up for, which ones he's accepted for.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
then,
could you do me a favor? You don't have a pencil or pen with you, do you?
I do.
Do you? Could you do me a favor? Could you write this number down?
Yes.
616. I'll wait until you get your paper and pen. When you're ready, let me know.
I got it.
Okay. 616-259-3667.
Is that the better number to call you on?
No, that is my daughter's number. She's
okay.
Now that's my oldest. My oldest is 54. She have her children are older than her brother, Eliyah.
You don't even look old enough to have a child that old.
Yes, I do. Yes, I've been blessed. His mother passed away, so he's being raised by a stepmother who has an autism child too. So we have two. We have a girl and a boy that we have to deal with. He's the boy, and I have a little 7-year-old girl daughter. So it's definitely a learning process for me. It's different.
Like all parenting is a learning process.
Yes, yes. But it also teaches me, a lot about life and about us as individuals. So working with you will be great. I just wanted you to have that number because she asked me to give you her number, so you can count.
What's your first name?
Her name is Demetria. Temetria. She stays in Michigan, but she know him because he has lived with her. He knows her. That's his big sister. She helped me with him after his mother passed away for a few years.
I'm so glad that you had that.
Yeah. So that's why she just wants to update, so she'll know what he needs to work on, and she gets on me and make sure I do it and stuff like that. We try to be together and everything.
So when I have updates or things that like I'm just trying to figure out how to help him or whatever, you want me to go ahead and include her on the phone calls?
That would be great. That would be great. If you could do that, that would be great. And if she's available, she let me will, because she works too out of the home. So.
Okay.
And I have a grandson who has cerebral palsy that she has had to deal with for over 20 years. He's 21 now, going on 22. He'll be 22 next month. So
she has experience with special education and all of that stuff because of his.
Oh yes. She has all that, and she has nursing degrees and stuff. So yes. So yeah, that would be a help with me too as well. Okay.
Well, I will definitely write her number down and keep it. So thank you so much for being understanding, and I'm going to be trying to plan out the field trips and stuff, so just look forward to that information coming out.
That sounds great, and if you need my help, let me know.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, and tell him he's okay. That is not bad. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
message or start a message. It didn't go through. So, based on your options, you only leave one choice.